is the value of the retell? The retell is allowing the kids to have fun. The kids to be engaged in the story and to have some fun. Okay? You're going to have a great time. I always make sure this session is right after lunch because we're tired, got lots of stuff going through our heads, but you know what? It's time to have some fun. Okay? We want them to have fun. We want to engage kids in different ways because everybody learns and receives information differently. And I can use my family as a perfect example. So I have twin daughters. They're identical, but they're mirrors. So they're complete opposites of each other. Yeah.
I had roommates like that.
Yeah, it's interesting as a parent. When you have one that's a perfectionist, you know, when she was 5 years old, if she made a mistake on a piece of paper, the whole paper went out, she had to start all over again. And I've got one that's the artist, that's, oh yeah, the world and life is just free, you know, and, you know, just complete opposites of each other. So when you come to like a retell, so my one that's the perfectionist, she loves to just, you know, get into the Bible and study it and read it and maybe journal and do those kind of things. Her sister is the artist. So she would take like that one thing of the drawing and do all the boxes and figure out a drawing on how to tell and retell the story. So I have a son that's not quite 3 years younger than they are, and the games, he would love the games. Very active and just, you know, games speaks to him. My wife, God uses nature to speak to my wife. So, you know, the birds and flowers and gardening and all those things, just, it's amazing how God has used that in her life to draw her closer to him. And, you know, for me, gardening, it's just work. You know, I'm doing a lot of praying when I'm helping her with the garden, but it's not because it's drawing me closer to him. Saying, Lord, I'm trying to love my wife, but to realize that for all of us, it's different. And so we need to recognize that you're going to have a certain bent, you're going to have a certain thing that's going to appeal to you, but it doesn't mean that it's going to always appeal to the children and to all the children. So you want to use a variety of activities and things. Games are usually pretty universal. Most kids like games. But if you always did games, then for kids like my girls, when they hit junior high, they hated going to the midweek to junior high, and even Sunday morning some, because they always played a lot of games. And they're like, we hate the games. You know, they'd rather just get into the small group and talk about it, and, you know, they hated the games. And so for a while, we said, it's okay for you not to go, just because it turned them off so much. No, my son loved to go. Okay. So we have to recognize that, you know, there's usually always a color sheet that we do in our Sunday schools. And what do most of the boys usually do? Done! You know, can I go play now? You know? What's that? Paper airplane, yeah. And so, but you know what? For some kids, they really like to draw. So how do we keep incorporating and doing different things and different activities in order to draw them all in? Okay. So games, but games is usually pretty popular. And I want to show you a couple of them, and then I'm going to, we're actually going to do a couple. So this, and your book has a lot of lists, and there are other things on the website that will give you like all kinds of ideas to get you going on games and different activities. So this has the story that we've done, Jesus and Peter walking on the water, and there's 10 segments of it. And what I can do is I can scatter them around, have 10 kids come up and say, okay, I need for you to put these in the right order. Okay, now you could do it that way. You could also put a timer to it. Say, okay, you've got 90 seconds. You need to get these in the right order. Because now you're making it more fun for those that like the games, because now there's a competition or a goal that's being established. Okay, have them do it that way. Okay, how about preschoolers? They don't read yet. So what if you put a picture? What if you have a group of kids that are from 4 to 10? What if you get the older kids to draw the picture on it, then the younger kids have to put it in order? Okay, just something simple out of cards that they can do.